Hey guys, to make sure you keep getting great content from us, definitely hit subscribe and consider leaving us a nice review. It helps us know how we can improve the show and helps us to find a larger audience.
Hello again, and welcome to the bitHUD podcast. I'm Thaddeus.
And I'm Dan.
And this is episode 20, a very spooktacular episode. Today we're going to be talking about some hidden gems of Halloween games. So I'm going to pick mine. I think we'll have about 5 each. We'll also talk briefly about some games we played throughout the recent weeks as well.
Yes, because it was Canadian Thanksgiving, the real Thanksgiving, that's right, I have been restricted to games I can carry around with me. So guess what platform I used?
Switch.
My phone!
Oh.
Fuck the Switch! I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's just, I know.
No, the Switch I have like 3 games on it, and 2 of them are yours.
Yeah, well, I mean, Octopath Travel, I gave it to you right before the weekend. So.
Yeah, I know. You can't bring an RPG to a Thanksgiving. That's truly being anti-social. That's like bringing like a Dracula book to Thanksgiving, or like Angels and Demons.
Well, okay, you don't have to go anywhere you sleep over, right?
No.
Okay, because I
if it was a sleepover, that would have justified.
Yeah, that's why I have to sleep over there because we're in fucking bumfuck nowhere. So I bring everything.
Get out.
Yeah.
Every time you say you're going there, I'm like,
yeah.
No. This was on Thanksgiving Day. We went to go see the Larry O.B. trophy.
Okay.
Went to my aunt's Thanksgiving party.
Okay.
And I went to Erica's aunt's.
Yeah, that's pretty busy, yeah.
We passed our house to go to the other party.
Jenny was just start hosting at your place and have it there. Like yeah.
So yeah, I played a game on my mobile phone.
Okay.
It's a classic. It's called Knights of Pen and Paper.
Okay. Knights K&I or Nighttime?
No, like K&I.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do
Children of Morta.
Children of Morta.
Yeah.
Should we just start off with a mobile game? There's not much to it.
Okay, yeah. I'm curious. You've been kind of hinting at it, let's hear what the whole deal is about this one.
I don't have it on this phone because, as you know, my other phone smashed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So is it getting repaired or is it just dead?
No, it works. It works. It's just the back of the glass all
but
shattered.
you can't get it repaired or anything. It's just.
It's not worth it. It's original Pixel.
Ah, well, fuck it.
So I taped it up. I put the cover on the back.
Yeah.
You know, the guard.
Yeah.
So I used that because I was like, okay, I'm going to be gone for the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Put the games on the shitty phone so that I can have the internet on my good phone. Right? So I put Knights of Pen and Paper on that phone. Now, it's like a classic turn-based RPG. Like, remember the old Dungeons & Dragons games?
Yeah, I can imagine.
You have your wizard, you have your barbarian, all that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes that, but it kind of flips on its head. It actually works really good on a tablet.
Okay.
It is available on PS4 now.
Okay.
1 and 2. But basically, you're playing as people playing Dungeons & Dragons. So your party is, you choose your players. So you choose like the nerd or the frat dude,
the jock,
or the pizza delivery guy, or there's like little brother, and they all have like certain buffs.
Yeah, that's kind of meta.
And then you choose what kind of character they become, so you can make them like archer or barbarian. You want to choose like the frat guy to be the barbarian, or like you can make your guy a werewolf, where like he's just a regular adventurer, then he heals, or he turns into a werewolf, or like you turn someone into a priest.
Okay.
So it's like a really good turn-based adventure. It's pixel graphics, so I love that.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like classic RPG, but it's sort of like that tongue-in-cheek, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, the pizza's here. Yeah. We gotta take a break.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty good dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so like if you're at your lowest and you need to do that, I know you have the Switch.
Yeah.
But if you ever need something lighter, can't bring it, go into a wedding. That's a good one. do that. That or my other choice would be Game Dev Tycoon.
Okay.
Have you ever played a Kairosoft game?
No, I know of.
They all play the same. They're all just management systems. Yeah. But Game Dev Tycoon is very good as well. Those are probably the only mobile games that I actually pay money for.
Yeah, I haven't played a mobile game in a while. Like when I first got my first smartphone in the beginning of the decade, I had to toy around with them, but then I was like, I just play real games. Plus, the whole point was for travel, and it's like they just suck up the battery.
Yeah. First mobile game I ever had was Phoenix Wright.
Oh yeah. I guess that is good for mobile.
Yeah. That was on like a regular, like a full out like BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Also, I think there was a Metal Gear Solid game on it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That one was like that was even older. That was on like my fucking flip phone.
Oh, that must be ugly.
I had to download it from Rogers.
Yeah.
Rogers game store.
Okay, so actual Rogers, not.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So that was rough.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I think it's on sale now too for the PlayStation Games of Generation or something like that.
So the trilogy or whatever? Yeah.
No, there's number 1, which is called Deluxe Edition, and then there's number 2, which is the Deluxeiest. But they come in a bundle as well.
Okay.
I think it's like $10 for both.
Okay. Oh, I'll definitely look it up. It sounds good.
Yeah, actually, I'll probably buy it when I go home.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right, and then so outside of that, anything else been going on? I see you came here for Halloween dressed up as an extra from an NWA video.
No, this is my Ty Diggs outfit, man.
Ty Diggs outfit.
I have my toque, my glasses, so I look soulful. I'm wearing black jeans and a sweater, so I look a little bit thug.
Okay.
In our white city,
yeah,
we're probably the most dangerous looking fellows in there. Me dressing like this, you. Because you're black.
Yeah. No, everyone, I don't know.
People probably think you're like the friendly black dude.
That's 100%
They're like, oh, you work with computers? Oh my.
I'm one of the good ones to them, apparently.
One of the good ones.
One of the good ones.
Not like the most like
so kind of
racist thing.
So offending. That and you're very well spoken.
You're so well spoken.
Yeah, those are super backhanded.
Well, that and you know what? Your name doesn't have your name is interesting.
Yeah,
Thaddeus.
Yeah,
but you're not Thaddeus.
Yeah, Thaddeus. Yeah. Most of the time when I'm outside, I'm walking a dog, so it's like, how dangerous could I be?
Well, and it's also not a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have a Band-Aid on your cheek. I'm just trying to think of the most stereotypical black guy.
Well, that's Band-Aid on the cheek is like an early.
No, that white people can think of.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't hate white people.
There's underwear out of pants.
Oh my god!
I remember in the '90s when for some reason they'd be like roll up your calf and they have one leg.
LL Cool J style. Or always wearing Sean John tracksuits.
Some FUBU.
Oh my god! Remember not Echo. Exco.
Oh my god! That's
you know that was some ratty shit. You couldn't even afford a rhino.
Would they have a different animal, or is it still? It was like a bear or something.
I think it was a bear.
Yeah.
But all you saw was the brackets for Exco.
That's pretty funny.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, that aside, Halloween costumes aside. I played Children of Morta, or I recently purchased it. It came out on PC last month, came out on PS4 this month, and it's coming out on Switch, I think, next month. It's it's a roguelike game, and it takes elements from a lot of the different kinds of games, and because roguelike seems to be a very a broad term in terms.
It's like looter.
Yeah, looters. Generally the whole idea of a roguelike is looter levels are procedurally generated. They tend to be difficult and you die, but then you unlock certain things to make it easier. Some things are just like they want you to perfect run. That's it. Like I think Enter the Gungeon, they don't give you anything. It's just like you just got to do a perfect run.
No,
that's
you
it.
unlock
right?
stuff.
Okay, I didn't
get
realize.
Points to unlock stuff in the store.
Okay,
and then those guns will drop in the dungeon.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, But it's
and
still
also there's secret characters.
okay, but it's still overall just a
Rad is the piece of shit.
Yeah, Rad fucking.
Fuck that game.
Yep. That one was awful. That one doesn't give you anything, does it? I mean, you can save, you can store money. That's it, right? Or is there anything else?
Yeah, no, you can only store money.
Yeah, that's
and videotapes you have to use.
Yeah, that's all. I mean,
well,
but that one,
the money.
That's kind of what it was. I mean, outside of other things, that's kind of put me off of it. Like I was
the fact that it moved slow as shit.
Yeah, and it didn't feel right at all.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't remotely. So I mean, this one kind of is probably one of the better ones. It takes a lot of aspects of the roguelikes that I do like when you earn stuff to make it a better run. Like you earn, like it still has a kind of random loadout in the levels.
Yeah.
But the loadout isn't what weapons you get because you have. Okay, I'll go back a bit. The whole premise is that you're a family, and so that aspect I see Rogue Legacy coming into play.
I loved Rogue Legacy,
but it's not in terms the same as Rogue Legacy where your descendants, like if you die, it's gonna be your son and your grandson and so on. It's like you are a family. You start off as a father, as you play on, you can unlock the daughter, the son, the brother, and things like that. So you unlock family members as you go along, and you can pick them anytime you want once you've unlocked them.
Okay.
Each one is like a different class. So the father's like the strength build, the warrior. He has a sword and shield. The daughter is
speed. Let me guess.
Kind of. She's an archer.
Oh yeah.
So she's an archer. She has range, but her attacks are shit. The son is the speed build. Like he's got like these like little ring blades, and he can like attack guys. So I mostly use the father so far. I've tried. I wasted a lot of time as a daughter because I got to a boss who I thought she'd be good at, but she does no damage even when you level up. So it's a typical thing with a roguelike where if you die. Sometimes I guess say, okay, go.
You just have a bad run.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. This though, when you die, you keep your experience. You can level up and you can unlock new skills as you go along.
Oh, okay, that's more like Rogue Legacy.
Yeah. So you unlock more skills for each character, but as you level up, if you level up a certain time, there's like a meter. So if you hit a certain stretch goal or whatever, it unlocks skills for the whole family. So everyone will get that.
Oh, like a universal skill.
Yeah, everyone will
like
get
a double jump.
Yeah, or like universal. Like everyone will be stronger. Everyone will be faster.
Okay.
And you do that. So, but
Plus
each one,
5 to strike.
And everyone has their own individual things that are unlocking. So it's like if I level all the way with the father, a perk goes up to everybody. Unlock everything as a daughter, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You get that. You can get money to buy upgrades, and the upgrades apply to everybody. So I like that aspect.
Did you get this on Switch?
PS4. It's not on Switch until next month.
Good boy.
Although I mean, I was going to tell you, but since you're putting me on the spot,
you already pre-ordered it for Switch.
Pre-ordered the physical signature edition for Switch.
Did you buy the physical for a PS4?
No, it's only. Well, I mean, they had it, but I got it digital. Oh, because I don't think. I mean,
I was like, I don't think
it's only available on signature editions.
Is that the one that's $40?
Like $65. But
no, there's $40
oh, really?
on Amazon.
Oh, really? Oh,
regular.
Oh, go figure. Well,
for PlayStation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got the signature.
No, there's a regular one on Switch too.
Okay, well, I got the signature edition. This is this was like a month before this. Yeah, this is a month before like the game was even out. I didn't even know what the game was in all honesty when I did it. I guess something about it appealed to me and I did it. I got it.
I thought the graphics were terrible.
So I don't think the graphics are terrible. I think the environments are way more detailed. The characters have that old school PC graphic adventure RPG kind of style where they aren't super detailed and have no faces.
Yeah,
that doesn't bug me that much. I feel the gameplay wise, it handles really well. It is addictive. Like last night, I was playing. I played for like 3 hours or 4 hours straight, just playing through it. And it's like, even when you die, you don't feel like it was all for naught because you've leveled up. So it's got a good loop to it, and it's got a good hook.
Well, see, I didn't know about that. This actually is getting me more interested.
Yeah, I honestly think you'd like it. You like rogue games, and this one has a thing. It's like.
Now, how's the action? Like, is it fluid?
Very fluid. Especially, it depends on who you play as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, the father's more slow. It's a bit more slow and lumbering. Well, the daughter is quicker, and the son's the fastest. I only have those 3 characters right now, but everybody has a different kind of stuff. But overall, it's way smoother and quicker than Rad ever was.
Okay. That's what gave me buyer's remorse. Yeah. I was so scared to buy it.
Yeah. No, this one I can confidently recommend to you, and I think you'd like it.
Okay.
There is a story to it, and it's got the kind of there's a lot of it's kind of like Bastion, whereas you have a narrator. It's not as as
Do
much.
they just narrate the entering of each dungeon?
In the first chapter, he's there a lot, but after that, it's not. But between like when you die or when you beat a mission, like a dungeon, there's like an interlude where the narrator talks and shows us like what's going on inside the household, like the father of the Bergeson family was taught his son a strong lesson. Things like that. I don't know. Because he kind of sounds like a knockoff version of Keith David. So there's a lot of that. I mean, you collect a lot of lore, and the story is interesting enough, but it's not. I mean, it's
not the main draw.
Yeah, I mean, it's well told. Also, it's like there's certain. It's got maybe because of the narrator, it's got that kind of comforting kind of feel
like
to
a storybook.
Yeah.
Almost. Okay. I like
but
that.
yeah, and it's and it's
Bastion was amazing.
Yeah, and also like the missions. Because it's procedurally generated, there's a lot of like interesting other stuff going on. Like you'll every time it's a different thing, but you'll see things like there's one time there's a wolf and her. It's like it's all torn up, and then
wait, what?
Yeah, the wolf is.
Oh, I thought you said torn up. I'm like, what?
No, torn. The wolf is torn up, and you got to like attack all these like little trolls that are killing her. But then you find that she has a puppy, so you can take the puppy home with you. But it's
you get a wolf?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't fully done it because it's sick. So each time I go in, there's a different item in there that's like for the cure. So you'll find you got to get the ingredients for that. So
if you get a dog, I'm in.
I think you get a dog. I know you bring it home, and I think you have to cure it first. But I think after that, maybe it comes along with you. So there's
that's why I like Secret of Evermore.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, the other times will be like a thing. There's like a lot of little side things that happen, and there's also in the procedure generated dungeons. There's also things like there are obelisks you can go to, and they give you like power ups for a while. You get different. You can pick up all kinds of other power ups or like additional items, and that changes how the play is. That's where the random masters come into, as opposed to like Dead Cells where it's weapons, because you always have your standard weapon. But that's that. So I really enjoy it. It's got a lot to it, and it's addictive.
Okay.
So I'd say get it. I think you'd really like it.
Right, I have today and tomorrow. So.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's co-op, but local. I mean, only couch co-op. I mean, we can
play it an hour at a time.
Yeah, you can play an hour at a time. Even again today and tomorrow, we can probably get a trial of a run here, but also do the share play as well.
Oh no, this seems like the kind of game where, like, it kills me when I can't bring over my own. Like, whatever I level up.
Yeah, your profile. I know,
okay.
yeah.
That's what got me with Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
I died.
The Castle Crashers you could have, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't own the game yet.
You should have get signed in.
File.
Yeah, you should get signed in and then did it. But yeah.
I was like, because we fucking leveled up a shit ton.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We went nuts.
Yeah, I mean, almost got through the whole game that night. I mean, next time around, we could probably finish it off. But so, yeah, that's it for me and Children of Morta. Again, I'd say get it. I recommend it. If you have any reservations, we can do a share play, and you can get a feel for it.
Yeah, I'll probably just pick it up when I get home.
Yeah,
I trust your word about these things.
Yeah,
because when I said I hated Rad, you agreed.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Thaddeus might have blinders on.
No, I mean I like Devil 5. I'm not gonna just suck their dick for anything they do.
Shit.
All right, so yeah, that's it for that. So I guess now, you don't have anything else to talk about, right? Just the list.
Yeah, I got my list.
All right, let's get on to it then. All right, so we have our list of Halloween game hidden gems. So I mean, that's a broad term. I kind of did games that either have a Halloween feel or they're outright horror games altogether. So I'm gonna start with So the way it'll be is that we have our picks. If we both happen to have the same thing, we'll just jump in on it together. If not, though, we'll take each one on our own. So I'm going to start with Illbleed. You ever play that one? It's a Dreamcast. It was a Dreamcast game. Came out in 2001. So it's like you play as this girl who's a horror fanatic, and she gets like an invitation to go on a show or a movie that's by this like B horror movie director. So each stage is like a different horror movie stage, and it's like doing that. It's got a really wacky tone. The gameplay itself isn't that good, but it's just games of the Dreamcast era.
They were weird.
Yeah, they're weird. Fun. Yeah, they took a lot of risk and kind of went in strange directions. So there's like a lot of that. There's like this. The visual style of it, the story was wacky and had a Japanese kind of quirkiness to it. There's like a boss that's like Sonic the Hedgehog in there, but like a demonic Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's kind of a lot of fun to it in the visual style. So that's pretty much Ill Bleed. Like it's been maybe 18 years since I've played it. So like I don't remember it the clearest, but I remember being captured by the kookiness of it, but not necessarily remembering it as a great game.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was
a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Streetcast.
Yeah.
You know, the Japanese jank.
Yeah. I love the double J. Are you? You got yours?
Yeah, I got mine. I just had to double check. I have a lot of typos.
Yeah.
It's autocorrect. I do it all on my phone. Now this one is, I don't know how hidden of a gem it was.
Okay.
But obscure. Do you know that game?
Oh, it's actually called Obscure?
Yeah.
No.
It was OBS and then capital Cure.
Okay, no.
It was like a classic Resident Evil.
Okay.
But like sort of a knockoff.
Okay.
Nice thing is you could play 2-player.
Oh.
And you were actually teens in a school. And you were fighting off. It played very much like if they ever did Resident Evil Outbreak properly.
Mm-hmm.
But like there was sort of like you chose the character. And some characters were faster, or some hit harder.
Yeah.
Or one started with a weapon because he's a punk.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was really good.
It just says Outbreak regular spelling though.
It was like on Xbox and PS2.
Okay.
Like it was good. Like we're talking about hidden gems. So
yeah.
You're not gonna see Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, I mean you're not gonna go for the staples.
You're not gonna get Resident Evil remake.
Yeah.
That quality game.
Yeah. Go back to episode 2 to see how I feel about Resident Evil 2 remake.
But no, Obscure was actually like in the heyday of tank control Resident Evil games, and it was 2-player before, and it was offline 2-player. So like it was great, and you played as teens, which was a different setting. It was very much like those B horror movies where we're all getting attacked by aliens, but with zombies, and this was still when the idea was fresh.
Okay. Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, the game is cheap.
Yeah.
You can find it on Xbox or PS2 easy.
I think I think my next vice outside of like getting collector's editions will be going back and getting retro games, because I mean, I was an idiot in my younger days and just sold. I'd always just trade in or sell my console, so I have like no going back outside of going to like maybe PS3 and Xbox 360. I have no like backlog games. No, that's it. Everything's just. I have
kindly donated most of my classic games to my sister, because when we lived together, we shared the collection.
Yeah.
I love my sister. So she has the Chrono Trigger. She had the original Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
The original Final Fantasy. She took basically everything. The Secret of Mana, The Illusion of Gaia, the games that people are like, oh, those are expensive. Yeah. I've had to rebuild my collection.
And those are the ones that survived your brother selling that all off too.
Well, the Earthbound didn't fucking make it.
Yeah.
We had to rebuy like Final 3 or Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's such a heartbreak.
I still think we need to do an episode about our crazy brothers. And then maybe just try and get them to do the show together. Have them sit in for us.
I just don't want to be in the room. I don't want to associate with either of them. If you see my brother, you'll like drop like 20 grand at the casino, and then your brother will swoop in and induct me into his cult.
Yeah, and also take 20 grand from me. It says it's invested in real estate, and it's never give it to
you. So your next one?
Okay, so my next is Deadly Premonition.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So Deadly Premonition, it came out originally, I think, on Xbox 360, and then they did Director's Cut on PS3, and then recently on Switch now, actually. It came out on Switch.
Is it coming to PS4 as well?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know they did it's like Definitive Edition or something along those lines for Switch. And so I might get it again because I have it on my PS3. We'll see. So it's another very quirky and eccentric game. Another game where the gameplay isn't that good, but it's everything around it. It's heavily inspired by Twin Peaks, and you can definitely see it. You play as an FBI agent who talks to a voice, and kind of like a voice you don't really see. And you go off. You're driving off into this mysterious town, and then you go over to investigate something, and it's just everything's weird about it. Like there's like early on, you fight a woman who walks like with her back upside down, and she attacks you by sticking her hand in your mouth. First time I saw, I remember playing it. I was like with my older brother and his kids, and then just like saw that and we just like lost our shit laughing. It's like it's like as soon as she goes up to you, she like her attack is just like stick her head in your mouth. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So it's like a lot of weird things. You go into this like between missions, you go into a dream world in your head and talk to these two angel boys. There's weird stuff in town. Like there's a guy on a wheelchair with a gas mask, and then you go into a diner, and there's like a big scene where like your character freaks out that there's because somebody orders a turkey, cereal, and cranberry sandwich, and he's like, "This is unbelievable! There's something wrong with you!" And he's like almost like ready to like shoot the guy for ordering that, but then he tries the channel, and, like, and there's like this like whimsical comedy music. And that's really good. It's really it's. I really did enjoy it. So it's got like it's a horror comedy. I'm pretty sure it's aware of how bizarre it is in terms of the tone and the story. Gameplay itself isn't that good, but the jankiness kind of lends to how strange the game is. There's also a bit of an open world aspect to it too. You can after a while it opens up and you can drive around and go through the town and then investigate different areas. So I enjoy it. Like I might even get it again on Switch to. Oh, of course I'm gonna get it on Switch. What am I kidding? I'm the king. I'm king of double dipping on Switch. I drink that Kool-Aid, and anytime I say, "Oh, it's gonna be on Switch," I get it because even if I don't ever get to it, I enjoy the idea of being able to play something I like on the road. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for Deadly Premonition. And next up, what do you have?
My next one is a fairly controversial one because I know it's popular in Japan. I honestly don't think anyone likes it outside of Japan.
Okay.
Tecmo's Deception. You've heard of that series,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the latest one's on Vita.
Yeah.
But I played we owned the original, where basically you're a girl who works for the devil and lives in a castle.
Yeah.
And you have to lure in adventurers, and you can't fight, so you lead traps, and the traps are fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Like they've gotten like in the first one, it was like a saw cuts them in half, or drops them in a pit, or launches them against the wall. There's spikes. Now it's just more funny.
I feel like it was the kind of thing where they didn't realize what they had in their hands. Where after a while, they realized it was a dark comedy and more than a horror game.
The new one is Tecmo's Deception 4, the Dark Princess or something like that.
Okay.
And there are new levels where like you're in a gym, and it's like a bully gets like thrown through a ring of fire and lands in the pool.
So is it now more like Final Destination?
No, it's more like what's that contraptions game?
Oh yeah, the one where you had to like get a ball. Yeah,
it's like that. And honestly, it's hilarious. So that's like a staple in my Vita, where like I just want to lay traps and watch adventurers run through.
That sounds.
And like get swapped, and there's like a slapping machine, and then there's like like they'll fall backwards onto like a torture rack,
yeah,
or then someone will like spin and fall into an Iron Maiden. It's so dumb.
That sounds hilarious.
But you can like chain them into like falling into one trap. Is
like a scoring system or anything?
Yes.
Really awesome.
Yeah, you've got a combo system with it.
Does it have trophies?
It probably does. I don't have my Vita set to my
I see.
Trophies.
Yeah,
I should probably just turn on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But I'm so scared of the update.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I think because I just have to make it match the same number.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's just such a pain.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Well, I mean, I bought it legitimately.
Yeah, but everything else, no.
It's the games that like it's the visual novels that I refuse to pay $50 for.
Yeah.
Because I play them for like 20 minutes. But whatever. Yeah. Definitely, I recommend people check it out if they have the money or if it's on a good sale.
Side note: are you gonna get that beach game on Switch?
Probably not. Honestly, I joke about these things, but I don't.
Well, if I ever see it for 49 cents, I'll get it for your birthday.
Well, we are doing a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Now, what's the limit for Christmas? Is it $50?
Yeah. $50 max for Christmas. And I mean, spend it wisely. Don't buy something I'm not going to play.
No. And I'm going to go to the fucking EB Games 4 for 20 bid and get you 9 games. No, I gotta get you good shit. I gotta make it like honest quality, like Happy Console Gamer would be like, that's us on a budget.
Okay, all right.
Which is basically what we plan to be.
Yeah.
We are not.
Yeah. All right. Okay, next up I have Eternal Darkness.
Fucking good one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I honestly thought that you'd be sharing that one.
Well, I said Hidden Gems.
I kind of think it is.
It is kind of.
It is.
It's underrated, but it always shows up on the list.
Okay.
But like, I think people like the idea of it more than they actually know the game.
I think it was like a thing that was like. I think it didn't get the love it's getting until.
It's like how Majora's Mask was before. 2006.
Yeah.
People hated Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
They hate. I'm calling out. It was like the Wind Waker of its time.
I was about to say Wind Waker. Yeah, same thing. Same effect as the Wind Waker.
And I'm not gonna cry. I hated Wind Waker too. I still don't like it though.
Yeah. Well,
I own both. I own 3 copies of it.
Yeah. So Eternal Darkness came out on the Nintendo GameCube in like 2002.
Yeah.
It was actually what I got the GameCube for.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I got I begged for it to get it for my birthday, and then like as soon as I got it, I went out and got Eternal Darkness for it.
I bought it for Resident Evil 4.
Okay, yeah. Resident Evil. Oh yeah, 4. Okay, yeah. So, not even the remake of the original, because I know when I got it, my older brother.
I played the remake, and I was like,
yeah. Well, my older brother's a hardcore Resident Evil fan, and so like when I got it, he was like, "Can I play your GameCube for Resident Evil?" I was like, yeah, sure. So Eternal Darkness is another survival horror game. I think most of our games have been survival horror except for like
Techno's Deception.
Yeah. So in this one though, it had a really interesting mechanic to it. It's focused on this psychological aspect of the horror. So you play as different characters at different time periods, and you're all connected by like being either antagonized by a certain demon.
Ghost.
Yeah, ghost and demon. Yeah. And
the shit that fucks with you.
Yeah,
though.
it does. It's like
and
the
this
fear
is 2002.
factor. Yeah.
So there were game facts out there. You didn't know about it.
Yeah, you didn't do that. You didn't go out of your way to. It wasn't as easy to click. I mean,
it's not like when you play Metal Gear Solid the third time. You're like, I just need every item.
Yeah, like I had cable internet back then, but I think it was like having cable internet was like.
There was nothing to do on the internet back in the day.
That, and it was like more of a rare thing to have it, and and the internet was like just Newgrounds.
Yeah. Oh
that was
my God,
that's
Newgrounds.
That's all.
What was that knockoff shit? E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World, yeah. There's that. I mean, E-Bombs World was good for prank calls.
Or MySpace and
no, MySpace was a little later on though. MySpace was like
for the Asians out there.
Asian. Or Black Planet.
What? Yo, I should have had a fucking profile of that.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yo, Black Planet. That's such a better name.
Yeah. Yeah, Asian. Yeah, Planet or just an avenue. It's got a street.
No, because like whenever I was like, yo, you got that AA profile? Sounds like you're Alcoholics Anonymous. But that VP?
Yeah. So, fuck. Anyway. Anyway. Eternal Darkness is a survival horror game. Came out 2002 on GameCube. So it follows. I mean, I can't remember the name of the main character, but she goes into her grandfather's.
The Explorer?
No, is she an explorer? I know she goes. I thought she's a college student, but
I thought she was like a Indiana Jones type that goes to college, but
no, it could be a
side job.
I think she's like a college student. She goes to visit her grandfather at his mansion, and then like when she gets there, he's already been decapitated. And then she reads all these stories about like the different people who are kind of antagonized by a certain demon or a ghost.
I think it's a demon.
Yeah,
it makes more sense.
So it's like in each one now you go to different time periods, and then you watch the main characters like kind of go through kind of like a mental degradation.
Yes.
And as you go through each thing, so each story kind of plays like an episode of like Tales from the Crypt or something, right? Like it starts. I was
gonna say, what was that game? The family game where like you go to the different rooms.
Oh, Edith Finch. Yeah.
Plays like that.
Kind of like that too. Yeah. So you'll start a story, and then you meet your character, and then they start off as regular people, but then something happens to them, and then they get tormented. And the game had what's called a sanity meter.
Yes.
The more like things would happen, like you get attacked or things, it fill up more. And as it did, your character would like their perception would get fucked up. So sometimes they'd hallucinate in the game. But then now this is where it got real interesting, is that it would start messing with you personally, kind of get really meta. So like you'll do things like it would look like the volume on your TV was turning down. So like I happen to have a TV that had the exact same kind of interface.
The bars?
Yeah, so the bars, it really looked like the volume was turning. Like, holy shit. And then it did that, and then it would do like a blue screen or something.
Where it looked like it flipped off the console.
Yeah.
And it would do the line that shot across. Holy fuck. And then it would have the channel number.
Yeah.
I had the fucking channel number.
So it do all kinds of things like that. It would really had all sorts of crazy hallucinations. They looked like little roaches running inside the TV.
Yeah.
And did that. So that was really cool. And then I remember playing it. I was at my friend's house. And then the like a shitty old TV, and then it shut out. I'm like, oh, it's just the game. It's just fucking with you. Yeah. And like you waited like 5 minutes, like, I think your TV's actually dead.
Was it actually dead? Oh my god!
So that was an awesome.
That's awesome.
So that kind of really added to the experience to me. I mean, it was really good for that kind of thing, and it did give you the chills in terms of that. It wasn't. I mean, things don't really scare me, but that one got to me because I had the whole psychological aspect, so it fucked with you with it in that. So yeah, Eternal Darkness, definitely. I mean, if you haven't played on GameCube, I highly recommend it. I'm surprised that the Switch hasn't done a re-release of it. I mean, I'm also surprised they haven't done. They're trying to do a sequel, and they did a Kickstarter, but apparently never went anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Honestly, what are these game websites doing? Like they blow up garbage Kickstarters.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it happens.
On stage,
I don't know. Yeah. But hopefully we get something. Hopefully, I mean, if they're smart Nintendo, they put everything on Switch. Let's get this on Switch, guys. Come on. Eternal Darkness Remastered.
Was it a Nintendo exclusive though?
Yeah.
I know it was exclusive, but was it a first party site?
Yeah, well, I mean, Silicon Knights was like a...
I was going to say, Silicon, the people did the Twin Snakes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're like a second or third party. I think for a while. I know Nintendo let go of them after a while, but and now they're totally dead. But we'll see.
Well, after all the.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I mean, but I think it's actually after. I think they really went down. Then there's like a later announced that Dennis died. I mean, I might be the wrong person, but someone high up in there was. Had some child sex scandal.
It wasn't Dennis Dyack.
He
was the one who made it out.
Okay, so yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna name any names of anybody who did what, but somebody involved did something bad. But I also there's a podcast I listen to called Film Junk, and also have Game Junk, and a lot of the guys are ex-employees of there, so it's shout out to those guys over there.
Do they live in St. Catharines?
Yeah, live in St. Catharines. I think one moved out to Mississauga, but yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. We should call them up.
Yeah, they had a meet and greet a couple years ago.
Let's get the KimmyCon. We'll put them on the panel.
And I see them at TIFF all the time. So the next time I'll say, hey, let me get on one together. But
my friend said that we have a food truck.
So yeah, that's it for Eternal Darkness. What's your next one?
My next one, going along with the horror type games, Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly.
If any Fatal Frame had to make it into this.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
Actually, I had 3, but I sold the third because it sucked. I'm sorry, it's not as good as the first 2.
Yeah.
But the second one is the most terrifying one.
Okay.
This one is a survival horror that you play. Pretty sure, I think I remember it was like a third person, but then you go into first person mode when a ghost comes at you, because the only way to seal a ghost is by taking a fucking picture of
course.
That's the most terrifying shit. You have to wait for the bar to fill up, so that ghost is coming straight for you. Oh, and the second one you play as a little girl whose twin sister gets lost, and there's this whole cult thing going on where there's like the 2 sisters have to kill each other. It's fucking creepy. The first one was creepy because you were just a girl.
Yeah.
The second was even creepier because you're a child. Holy shit. And the cult aspect instead of just the horror and the haunting. And they always do this. They have that sort of uncanny valley because it was a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Where like the textures weren't great, but it was like a painted look.
There's something like the waxy kind of look to them made it look creepier. Yeah.
So it made it even weirder.
Yeah, the Silent Hill games also had that kind of thing.
And Asian people with the fucking horror, they fucking take it up.
Yeah.
They make it weird.
Yeah.
You have the ones that just cry in a corner.
Yeah.
And they fucking turn at you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like I have a couple of the Funko Ito manga, and his stuff is always just
I love
super fucked up in terms of the art and all that.
Yeah. Do you have the one?
I have Shiver and Smashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't have Uzumaki though.
I was gonna say the one where people are
the spiral. Yeah.
That's a good one.
that one always comes up for some reason. I remember like whatever like.
I think it was like just one of the first sleeper hits he had.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one of the best.
No, but I know there's the movie too.
Which one's the one where they get? Is that Uzumaki where they get? Is that the one with the spiral in the city?
Spiral. Yeah.
Which is the one where it's like the mechanical fish start killing everyone?
I don't know. I don't know if I.
Yeah, it's like there's like these little like mechanical legs that attach to like fish, but the fish are all dead.
Yeah.
And it's just the mechanical legs attached to life forms, and then eventually they start attaching to people. So it's all fucked. They're like bloated corpses on legs.
Yeah, his art's super fucked. I love the artwork and his stuff, and even just the ideas.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's something about it. It's like I know what you're thinking. Like not Uncanny Valley. There's something about it though.
It's pretty yet unsettling.
Yeah, that's very much so.
Like those gothic dolls.
Yeah, exactly.
You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah,
they look cute, but then there's just something about them.
Yeah.
Weird. But yeah, that's the Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly.
Okay.
This is a series that needs to come back.
Yes.
I know they did one on Wii that was like use your cell phone.
Of course.
I was like, I hope they do one for like Vita or.
Yeah. Was it Wii? Wii is Wii U, right? The Wii U.
No, it was Wii.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You had to use the Wii one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not Wii U.
Yeah, I figured Wii U would be made for that.
Was gonna have one.
Yeah.
Because they rumored it.
Yeah.
They rumored that.
Yeah, but then I guess Wii U kind of.
But also, I mean, using the Wiimote to use the camera was actually a lot easier.
Okay.
Because I actually that's why I hacked my original Wii, because it never came to.
I see.
But using the tablet, I could see that being fucked up.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at the front screen, use the Wii tablet.
Yeah.
With the Wii tablet, that'd be stupid.
Yeah, I could see that.
Also, the Wii U was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it was. I think that's why you're so racist against Nintendo. Yeah.
Piece of crap.
So my next one though is Monster Bash, which is it was on PC for like in like the early 90s from like Apogee. So this one, it's like a 2D side scroller, and you're avoiding Johnny Dash, and you're just like your little kid in like pajamas and a backward baseball cap. You have like a slingshot, and the whole thing is that your dog got kidnapped by Count Chuck.
Actually, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, like I feel like you must have played it at some point.
This sounds fucking familiar.
And you just go around like the first little levels like in a graveyard, and then you got like
shooting slingshots.
Yeah, and then it's like there's like an enemy. There are enemies that are like these floating heads, and when you hit them, they go and their eyes go like swinging around and all that.
Yeah, this feels like shit.
Yeah. So I mean, I just enjoyed it for the atmosphere. I mean, playing it back in the day on PC is like kind of a cool thing. I used to love like the old school PC platformers like Commander Keen and all those kinds of games along the lines of that. But the whole thing had definitely a spooky feel. You go around to save dogs, and who doesn't love saving dogs? And like you fight different iterations of I can't remember. I don't know if it's like Castlevania where you fight iterations of the horror classic monsters like Frankenstein or not. Like it's been a while. I can't remember if it went that detailed with it or not. I remember I do remember beating it. I remember the last boss.
Was there a Frankenstein? I
feel like I can't remember. I remember the last boss. I can't remember beating the last boss and being super disappointed because all it is, it's like a giant vampire, and all you have to do is just like cut some ropes, and he falls, and because he's hanging upside down like a bat, right? You cut ropes and he falls into spikes and he's dead. And that's it. Oh, but it was fun, and it had a nice kooky Halloween feel to it, and like it's obviously like a play on that classic Halloween song Monster Bash. It's a monster mash, and like the main theme song sounds like it. So yeah, that's it for me and Monster Bash though.
My next one is a mini game inside of a set of games.
Okay.
Jackbox Party Pack 3.
Oh, that's
Murder
dirty.
Trivia Party.
Dirty. Yeah, it's a good call.
It's a good one though.
Good call.
Right?
Yeah.
I fucking love that one. Because basically it's you and all your friends, you use your cell phones.
Yeah.
to get out to answer questions from a serial killer's house, and he systematically kills all of you when you get the answers wrong.
Yeah.
But if more than one of you gets the answer wrong, you do a mini game.
Yeah.
So the mini games are, sometimes it's recreate a drawing of blocks to the best of your ability. Find the most numbers of words in a word jumble.
The math problems.
Doing math really quickly, like simple, like -5 plus 2.
Yeah.
But you have to do them in rapid succession.
Yeah.
My favorite ones is everyone else who doesn't answer the question
I love those.
they can poison a cup.
That's my favorite.
And then you have to drink the cup.
Yeah.
You have to pick between like 10 cups. So it's very Indiana Jones in the Lost Ark. But my favorite one is you don't actually die when you answer a wrong question. You have to choose one of your fingers to chop off.
Which one do you choose? The shocker?
I always choose the shocker. And it always screws me because the one you should choose most is actually the index finger.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Pinky, actually, isn't it? Because sometimes they don't even have that many questions.
Pinky or index finger is the two.
Yeah.
Because it's usually B or C.
Yeah.
So those are the safe ones to cut off. But yeah, I love that game.
Yeah.
And at the end, even if you're died, the end is rapid succession questions.
Yeah.
And if you can out-question the person in the lead, you actually come back to life.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I mean, and you get you get an advantage with it too.
And the guy's voice is actually perfect for it. He sounds like the devil, but also a nerd, right?
Yeah.
So it's such a good game.
Yeah, it's fun. So there's like a part 2 coming out.
There's a part 2.
It's out already.
It's out on Jackbox by Back 6.
Did you get 6?
I did.
Okay.
I have to install it, but I was figuring out a way for a friend to give it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Or just like
we're doing the guys' night like next week or week after, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm down for. I usually wait for a sale, but I might just get it.
Honestly, you don't have to because worst case scenario, I just tell you my password and you download it. Where is it going to happen anyways? I don't.
And Pally were so like
oh, let's all we'll do it on our.
Yeah, it's like who do you want to do it at? And no one wants to commit. Like I think Rajesh put it out there. He's like, so you want to pick? He was asking Pally like my place or your place, and then then it's like it's like a standoff.
Well, no, because they said on the day, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, no, you gotta figure that out.
Like next Friday, we're good, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right.
I never
more time on your last one because I can go with my last one.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I never played Nightmare Creatures. That feels like one I should have played, but
you never played Nightmare Creatures?
No.
Bruh. So good.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Bloody Roar?
Oh yeah, Bloody Roar. Now Bloody Roar played. Bloody Roar has a bad experience with it because I remember.
Shitty 3D fighting game.
But also like.
Did you get cheese?
No. It got stolen from me. It wasn't even my copy either. Like I borrowed it from one friend, and then I went to another friend's house, but he had his other friend there, and then I remember I was gonna leave. I called my dad to come pick me up, and then I came back out, and then I was like, the game was out of this PS1. I'm like where's the game? And it's like, I don't know, I didn't see it. And then I was like, what's the font? And I was like,
how does it fall out of a PS2?
Yeah, so like that, and it's like the PS1. Yeah, I was like
PS1.
Yeah, I was like. So I couldn't ask, and he wouldn't admit to it at all. And then it's just like, and my friend was like, I don't like, he didn't want to get into it. I didn't like take a side, and it's like, so it was like that forever. And then eventually, like I guess I couldn't do anything about it. So it was like the other friend, I let him borrow my copy of Abe's Odyssey, and I was like, I mean, I can't do it. He's not gonna. No, Abe's Odyssey. Oh, Oddworld, yeah.
Yo, he got the better deal out of it.
So I mean,
sorry to say.
I know he did, and it was like, I mean, the thing was like, it was on me. I just had to do it, so like I was like, hey, hang on to that. I can't prove it. So, but then like 2 years later, I went on. I said, oh, try this game out online, and I sent him a virus and fucked up his computer, and and it opened up with tranny porn on the opening screen. Like remember it was like Windows 98 or whatever. I sent him, it was like that on his opening screen, so I was like, all right. That's how I get back. I take a long time. If someone fucks me over, like I'll let it sit for a long time and then let them forget about it and just come back and get you.
I swear I'm going to watch I got the hookup too. I promise now. I'll watch I got the hookup. You scared me straight. I'm just gonna go.
All right, no, I got one.
Okay.
All right, Costume Quest 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I mean they take place right on Halloween. They're RPGs and you're a couple kids who I think it's another thing where you can pick either the boy or the girl, and depending on who you pick, the other sibling gets kidnapped, and then you gather your friends to go back and rescue them. And the whole thing is that these like gremlins that are like causing trouble around town. You have to go to houses, and you go and you can do like candy runs. But sometimes the houses have monsters in, so you got to fight them. The fighting system is kind of like Mario RPG, where it's like button attached. Like they have like button commands that pop up, and you got to do things like on time. It's kind of cool. So instead of like traditional RPGs, you have your character, and the character is a certain class, and they have their moves and abilities. And this one is just the costumes. You find costumes, and the costumes have the abilities. So
kind of like Stick of Truth.
Yeah. So your costume can.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah. Well, is it Halloween though?
No, but you can play it on Halloween because it's costumes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that and even more so Fractured But Whole.
Well, because my last one's gonna be kind of fucked up.
Okay. Actually, did you ever play Fractured But Whole?
No.
I can lend it to you.
Good?
Yeah. It's I think you'd like it. I mean, so far the show.
I played Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. I think you'd mind.
Is the combat the same? Because
it's a bit more. It's not fire. I wouldn't say Fire Emblem, but it's more grid based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Stick of Truth is like it's the parts where you weren't playing the game were the better parts.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it. I was like, I just want to play more of the story.
Yeah.
I just want to watch this game.
I think you'll like Fractured But Whole.
Okay.
And I mean,
is the coon in it?
Yeah. He's like the main. Like you start off working for him, but obviously because Cartman's saying no, he's up to shit.
Show. The coon.
And it's like the whole thing. I think we talked about it in an early.
Is the way you get your superpowers the same?
In terms of what?
Your hero origin story.
Yeah, you have origins. Yeah, you have origin stories in there. Yeah.
Is it the same?
It's like your parents were there, and then you watch them. Yeah, you watch them on the fucking. Yeah, it's like my dad fucked my your dad fucked you, man, or something like that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so. Yeah, you know what? I'll make this a pick so it can work. But yeah, and that one is also the whole aspect that, like depending on like your difficulty level is your race.
Yeah, I know.
It's like if the hard mode is being black, but it's not really actually the difficulty.
You just
but
get less money.
No, it's actually it factors into the gameplay later on. Okay. So because like later on there's a cult like the cop and these other people are in a cult of racists, and like they kidnap your parents, and then like they you have to go and fight this Lovecraftian monster called Shub-Niggurath. And it sacrifices black people to the monster, and you gotta like fight it. So there's that, and it's like if you're black, and then it changes the story in that way, like it affects you more directly. And also you can't fight Morgan Freeman if you're black.
What?
Yeah, but you can change your race anytime you want. At a certain point, you can go.
So I change the difficulty.
Yeah, so I can go. Like, there's a part where you can go. So I made myself Asian. Then I fought Morgan Freeman. Then changed myself back to black.
Oh, so I was gonna just choose
Asian. Yeah.
Always choose Asian.
Yeah. But so, anyway, Costume Quest. Yeah, so I mean, you have your costume affected, and when you fight, it's kind of like an exaggerated version of the world. Like in the hub world, you're like little kids in costumes, but when you go into the actual thing, you're like these monsters. Like, so you're like, if you wear the robot costume, you're like a big robot. Yeah. If you're like, they have like some weird classes too.
It's sort of like like a children at play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got that kind of imaginativeness to it, and. So I found it fun. It takes place over Halloween. You're collecting candy. It's all super Halloween themed. So I'd say play them. There's a cartoon of it out now too. I haven't watched it yet.
Is there?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. I might check it out just for the sake of it. But yeah, so yeah, Costume Quest is my number 5. All
right, my number 5, the most controversial one. Mm-hmm. Hitman 2.
Of course. Yeah, you hinted at it. So I was waiting to see how this is gonna play in.
Well, because if I know you got Hitman 1.
Yeah, I haven't toyed with it at all now.
You have to play it because in the original Hitman, mm-hmm. I think in every stage except for the one in Thailand, there is a special costume.
Okay.
In the first one, you are a model vampire or something like that. where like you have a monocle and shit. And also Hitman, you're always changing your clothes, so it's like costumes.
Yeah.
The second one, there's those Italian like opera costumes. There's one of like a Joker who has 3 separate masks. And that's super creepy. But there's also a plague doctor costume in it. In the fourth one, you can dress up as a scarecrow.
Yeah.
And in the fifth one, you can dress up as a fucking ninja. This is Halloween, baby.
You make the case.
And now they have Halloween expansion right now for people who bought the expansion pass. So that's why I've just been getting back into it. I know I used to play it a lot just so I can do the kill everyone challenge.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I'm pretty sure people who do it online, they're doing it on computers.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because I swear to God, I know that their shit was glitching out.
Yeah.
But mine is like, holy fuck. People are like stretching out into weird like taffy shapes. And like, it looks like it's Silent Hill where the body bags are
that makes it even more horrific.
And shaking. Yeah. So the more people you kill, the fucking crazier it gets.
The more of a horror game it becomes.
And also, Hitman is the original horror monster. He's basically John Wick, but with murder.
Yeah.
More murder.
That'd be an interesting way of playing the movie. Like if they did another movie, a third one.
They gotta make a Hitman where he's like fucking invincible.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that'd be the fucking hilarious shit. It's like, the Hitman is Agent 47 is just murking everyone in crazy ways. Because that's what's fun about it.
Yeah. Because I don't even think they did, because I don't know if I saw the Timothy Oliphant one.
That one was more like Wanted.
I saw the one with Rupert Friend, or I think that's his name.
The guy from X-Men?
He was in Homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one, and it played more like a Terminator movie where like Agent 47 was supposed to be Terminator, and then there's another guy supposed to be like Kyle Reese, but then it turns out that actual Agent 47 was the good guy, and the other guy was the bad guy or something.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, but I don't remember them being creative with the kills, and I feel like that's what you want. You want like
that's what you want.
Horror monster kind of kills, like.
It's just he's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like some of the shit I've pulled. There's one where like a guy's looking through a telescope.
Yeah.
So you climb a church, you snipe the telescope, and then the bullet bounces and shoots him through the fucking eye. And then there's like exploding golf balls. Oh, it's so fun. I was playing before I came here. I'm trying to get an exploding softball. So, because you can just chuck it at people and it blows up. And they have a briefcase that is a homing briefcase now. It doesn't blow up, it just knocks people out. But because when they first released the first game, it was a glitch that the briefcase would like follow people around corners. Yeah. Now it just slowly flies through the air and follows people. I fucking love that game. I think this whole episode was just for me to talk about.
I feel like it was.
That's why I agreed to it. I was like, yeah. But definitely, Hitman 2. Play it. Buy the expansion. Buy the original. Get the Game of the Year Legendary Pack.
Well, you guys have listened for over an hour just to get that important message. So I think that's about it. We've covered our games. Nothing else. I mean, we'll probably come back for another episode. I think we're going to record a little of a sequence. We can decide whether we release this on Halloween or if we record another episode and we then have stuff after, before, or what. But we'll just make this. We'll do this Halloween, and then anything else recorded after will just come out after. Yeah. I mean, Halloween's not too far away. No. I mean, so.
Well, I mean, we've skipped so many weeks. If we double up on a week, who's gonna cry?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So we did a 3-banger today.
Yeah.
So. I mean, they'll all roll out within the next week. So, yeah, we'll figure out what's going to come out next. I mean, we're recording this ahead of Medieval Remastered. I'll probably talk about that when close to Halloween.
Wait, when is
Death Stranding?
Is that coming out?
On November 8th. So yeah.
Oh shit! I owe you money for that.
Yeah.
I guess you have to text me what it was costing because like you texted me, I just kind of was like, okay, I'll do it later. Totally lost the amount. I think it's like 60 or 70.
It was like 62. It was like 60 and change.
Just look it up.
Yeah, I'll find the email and I'll text it to you. But so we'll have that. It's been. I mean, I pre-ordered mine at GameStop and then EB, and I'm giving Dan my Amazon order because it was on sale. So. Yeah. We both have our copies. We'll definitely be playing it. I have no idea what I'm going to feel with the game. I've gone totally dark on it.
Yeah, I don't know about this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I try to not buy things just because of who's associated with it.
Yeah.
That's what I have to, apparently. I didn't even buy Metal Gear Solid 5 because I was like, you know what? that even with Kojima attached, that looks like a shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't bother with it. So we'll see. I am curious about it. I'm happy to see Kojima doing something outside of Metal Gear because he was kind of.
What if it's a walking simulator?
I feel like it partially is. I feel like there's a bit of that. God,
if it's a survival sim, like fucking Ark, I gotta kill myself. I'm gonna kill everyone.
They've got to do something interesting with it. I mean, I'll see. If not, I mean, I'll have a $200 something collector's edition to sell off and like double it up or something. All right. Well, until then, guys, we'll see you later.